This week, something a bit different. Could be a huge success, could be a load of old beep. This week, we're talking cars with two of my three sons, Archie and Aaron, and myself, Rich. And this week, we've got some followers, some subscribers have dropped in, I think, 6 questions we've got from the YouTube channel. And then we're just going to have a general discussion about various topics around cars. Aaron is going to be narrator, is going to be producer, and let's talk. Let's talk, Aaron.
So here we go. So, first question from Andy Ferguson.
Right.
And Andy wants to know, he says, I'm considering remapping my Clio 182. More to iron out the annoying cold engine hesitation. Is this something you have done, or would you consider any other suggestions to improve the car as a daily driver?
Could we have an easy question to start with?
Dad would not do anything to the 182.
The lumpy idle that the 182's got, for me, it's part of its character.
Archie's favourite car.
I hate it.
I absolutely love it. It is a lumpy idle. With the lightweightness, it does stutter around a bit and vibrate quite a lot. But for me, if you ironed that out through remapping, it wouldn't be the same. I think the 182 is just everything about it. It's just such a pure raw car. And incidentally, just pushing one of my videos, I've just finished off editing a video on the 197 182 comparison, which will be coming out the week after this one goes live. So, no, I've never remapped it. I don't plan to. I love the charm of the vibrating, lumpy 182. And improvement-wise, my view is, don't touch it. Don't touch it, because I think there's a real risk that you will remove the core appeal of the 182. Okay. And they are the last of a generation.
I couldn't disagree more.
Same.
I think...
drip it out.
Quite a few things you could do to improve this car. One being is get rid of that hideous interior to start with. I think the seats
are terrible.
Absolutely awful. You get the same seats in a 1.2
as
you do as a 182.
The inside's poor, the driving position's poor, the steering wheel's poor, the plastics are poor. I get it. There's a lot, but because a lot have done what you two have said, it means the standard ones are becoming more and more valuable. Anyway, that's first question.
So that's
Thanks
first
for the question.
Well done, Andy. Right,
cheers,
on
Andy.
to David.
Okay.
And David asked, with some Mitsubishi leaving the UK and some Subaru just offering slow SUVs, what new car do you think is the closest to a new Impreza/Evo back in the day?
Yaris GR.
It's a GR.
It's a GR Yaris.
It's a GR.
It's a GR Yaris. I mean, I think it's absolutely black and white. There's nothing that comes close to a GR Yaris. It is definitely the closest. It's got WRC connections as well.
Yeah.
It's 4-wheel drive. Don't be worried about a 3-pot rather than a 4-pot engine, because that 3-cylinder's a stonking engine and produces about 260 horsepower, which is what the STI in its base format produced as well. More than enough UK roads.
Absolutely.
Full stop. Full stop.
Sounds very
you've
nice.
answered that question
Yeah.
quite easy.
Quick and easy.
There you go, David. Busy. Favourite car in current fleet, must pick one. A car you nearly bought.
Hang on, stop.
Right, we'll go with this. So favourite car in your current fleet. Let's go.
Easy for me. Car I will never sell. Never sell. It was cheap to buy. It's cheap to run, and it's a forever car. And it's the Mark 1 MX-5 Unos roasted behind it. Just interestingly, boys, which would you pick?
Out the fleet.
Out the fleet.
And you can't have your own Mark II Golf. By the way, that is Aaron's Golf Mark II that's heavily modified.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one. Out of your fleet, I think 100% take the Impreza.
To be fair, same, I would.
Yeah. Second part, A car you nearly bought, viewed / offered and rejected. And regretted not buying it to this day.
So the story goes back to, because I saw this, so I did a bit of prep on this one. It goes back to 1998, which
What?
you were born and you were 2.
Yeah.
1998, I bought a brand new Subaru Impreza Turbo at the time for 19,700, and with the Thatcham Cat 1 alarm immobiliser, it went just over £20,000. At the same time as I bought that, my mate at the time spent £12,000 on a Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec 2, and he spent 12 grand on it.
That's nuts, isn't it?
R32, I mean,
R32.
it's just
Crazy.
So he spent just over half what I spent, and now look at R32 price and look impressive.
Come back.
Yeah.
So that's the big regret.
Biggest regret.
Yeah.
Not buying R32.
32, yeah.
Yeah. And car you most regret selling?
If you say the SL,
Oh,
No,
awful car.
awful colour.
I'm going to go back again a few years, I think, because there's not many cars I've regretted selling, to say the truth. I like change. I like different types of cars. I think the one that I wish I could still have now would have been, rewinding probably to the early 2000s, to the Toyota Celica GT4, the ST185 with the pop-up headlights. We had a white one. My partner, she'll say it's hers, but it was both ours. And that's one of the, I think it was a KOL plate, 92, 93, pop-up headlights. It was the original WRC type of car.
It was the actual
and you can't
same
find
car.
them. You can't find them.
Caught fire once outside. I can't remember where we was, but we popped the bonnet and it was up in smoke. And it wasn't until we poured some water on it that it actually stopped.
I can't recall that.
You can't recall that? Maybe.
No, that might have been your mother's braking.
I don't really know what the car even is, can't I?
Pre one of the STIs and the Evos, really, from the early 90s. Okay.
Okay, so another question then. Tom Highton, sorry. And I'm looking for a fun 4-seater car for around 30k.
Ooh.
Good budget.
What would you choose between FK8, Civic,
Type R, yeah.
Megane 300 Trophy, and a Yaris GR? Anything else you consider? Absolutely.
A Yaris GR is not.
Well, shall I have, let me go first, and then you guys can all chip in. Go on, what were you going to say about
a Yaris GR is not a 4-seater car.
No,
I agree. If you want proper 4-seater,
Civic Type R is a good 4-seater.
GR Yaris is out.
Yeah.
FK8, Civic Type R is a big car.
Yeah.
Big car.
Proper 4-seater.
Quick. Still quick. Very
Trophy,
quick.
300 Trophy. Really good car, like it. But the problem is with the 300 Trophy is, I'm one of these people, these weak people that always want the best.
Yeah.
And you know you haven't got the best because the Trophy R is the best, although it's not got 4 seats. But when you're at 30,000,
that's a good budget.
you're bringing in some serious competition,
Yeah.
mostly from Germany.
Yeah.
I would suggest.
What should I say? Go
A
far.
lot of, I think,
No.
He's
Gold
gonna
Bar,
say-
strong competitor. 2018, 2019 facelift 7.5. Fantastic car, fantastic brand. And then shortly followed, you got BMW 140. And the,
But you could get a Mint for 25k, a Mint V8 M3 E29. So E92, sorry. E92 M3.
You could,
I
there's
mean,
no
that
doubt
would be
about
mint
it.
for 25k. But
No
my
doubt.
preference, my old favourite is the C63 AMG.
Donkin.
Flipping 6 point, not the later 4 litre twin turbo, but the original 6.2. Yes, it's an older car though, so it depends. And as a daily, it's just going to be too expensive to run.
Yeah.
So as a daily, RS3,
So-
R6. RS6.
Too expensive to run.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
So out of those three, for
Out
me,
of the three, it's an FK8 all day.
Yeah.
well, your
All
choice,
day. Type R.
and I agree as well.
Yeah.
It's 3 FK8s.
3 FK8s.
Yeah.
And
What these?
so best super hatch of the modern era.
Okay.
Well, first of all, shall we? What's in super hatch category? What's the list?
So,
RS3, A45,
yeah,
M140i,
Golf R.
Golf R,
yeah,
Focus RS.
Focus RS,
yeah.
Is Yaris Yar in there?
No.
GR Yaris. It is.
Is that a no? That's a no.
Would you put that in there? Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. It
no,
slips.
no,
I don't
no,
Maybe not.
no, it can't be. Well, I don't know. Probably because people will say it's 4-wheel drive
Yeah.
and it's super fat, but it's not. No, I don't think it is.
No?
No.
No, it's not enough power.
No.
The super hatches need to be at least 300 plus.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Civic Type R's a dodgy one
Could be in there.
because it's
Right.
well because all the
front-wheel
others are
drive.
all the others are
Four-wheel.
4-wheel drive, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh no, the M140i's rear.
Rear, yeah.
Okay, so let's put the Civic Type R in as front.
Yeah.
Pop it in. So, starting from the top, so Archie.
Oh.
So what,
What
you
would
do?
you have?
Your first and second. First
have-
one and then number 2.
First one would be M140. 100%. And then second would probably be A45 AMG. That'd be my top 2. Easy, really.
I think the A45 AMG has got to be. How can it not be the number 1? Because it's the quickest block. I mean, and that engine in there.
Is it though?
That
It's,
engine in that A45.
ridiculous.
But I mean, I
Is
thought
it-
the RS3 is the quickest one though, isn't it?
I think the very latest RS3 is, but if we go back 2 years, it was the A45 MG. It's got a race, hand-built race engine in the car. 380, is it, brake horsepower? From a 2-litre turbo. It's insane.
It is.
So I think that would be my number 1.
Or what would you be a second?
Well, I don't know. My biggest concern with all these cars is, other than, I would argue, the FK8, because I'm not sure it is in the super hatch category. I think all the others are just, they're all just point, accelerate, brake, corner, point, accelerate, and they're just, do they give you driving pleasure? Are they just too quick as well?
I mean, RS would though, because it's manual, isn't it?
And that's the other issue. It's a good point, that.
The Focus RS will be like a
'Cause
good
an R-
driver's car, because it's
It's a
manual.
Yeah,
driver's
manual, like the
It's
Civic
manual.
Type R,
Driver's car.
manual.
So it's
There's
like
one
manual.
thing wrong with it.
What, the RS?
It's a Ford.
It's a Ford. And
It's a Ford.
And they're expensive still.
Yeah.
They're
Still expensive.
Forward.
They are.
You're looking at you can look at a 10-year-old one.
The interior on a Ford has always been.
I do agree. Crap.
They've never done a stunning interior, have they?
No, but
No.
look at the STI's interior.
No, yeah.
Well, it's not a Focus RS price, though. I
No,
suppose.
it's not.
exactly. But when you look at, like, say, the M140 or the Merc, the interior, or even the Golf R, the interiors on them are such a higher level than the
Than Ford.
RS.
Yeah,
I do agree.
yeah. No,
Even the Civics aren't pretty
Yeah,
good, I think.
good.
they are for
match, they
Japanese. They
Yeah.
certainly are. I still think the German brands.
Oh, yeah, yeah. If you're looking for interior.
So you're going for. What did you say your first one is?
M140. and
M140.
then
I'm going for.
A45.
I've got to go for A45.
Obviously, Golf R. Vida Boya.
So you like the fifth slowest of the 6?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Literally.
Cool. Okay.
Second car would be a M40i.
Good choice.
Yeah, I just think, what a car. I don't think they'll make many more of them.
Well, yeah. Do you know why? Because they're the ugliest cars on the road.
Whoa, they are
Yeah.
not
Well,
ugly.
They are.
Oh,
It
no
looks like
way.
a miniature hearse has just
No.
pulled up.
They do.
I
Dad,
think,
they will smoke you. In any of these cars.
It's
you'll
not.
get
Yeah,
gapped.
all these super hatches will smoke them. It doesn't mean that I'm not having just
And
as
it's-
much fun or more fun
And
in
it'll
one of
probably be
these
fun-
cars.
And it'll probably be very fun to drive as well.
And my nervousness is they're just too quick and they're just going to be too modern and too digital. I get it on your daily commute. To take it out now on a lovely weekend, I just think they'll be too boring, dare I say. Quick,
Well,
yes,
yes.
but boring.
It'd be boring if you don't get it sideways. When you get it
Yeah.
sideways, then
Yeah,
the fun
but
kicks
when the
in.
foot, you can't get these cars sideways at legal speeds.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
true,
That's a
true.
good point.
Right, let's go to the next subject.
Right, next. Here we go. So, secondly, we're going to talk about two car brands in general. French cars and German cars. I'm going to talk about the loyalty around them. And, yeah, taking it from the top, Rich owns a lot of Renaults, so we're going to start off with him. Why do you stick around Renault brand?
I don't, and I think that's
He does.
so I think that's a really interesting point. A lot of people on a lot of forums that I go onto, and I'm a member of probably 100 different forums, they almost have to love beyond any doubt their one make and model. But if they look outside, they'd never go from a French to an Italian, or Italian to a flipping Japanese, or Japanese to a flipping German. They just wouldn't do it. And yeah, I've owned German and Japanese, and I've never owned Italian actually. Probably because I can't afford a Lamborghini or Ferrari. French,
Alfa
British.
Romeo.
Yeah.
Oh, I have.
You had Alfa Romeo.
I did.
You have back
And you're
in
not
the
a
day.
petrol head unless you've owned an Alfa. But anyway, so French cars. So I've got two, and that's because through the last 20 or 30 years, I genuinely believe Renault, through their Renault Sport division, have built and produced the best front-wheel drive cars ever.
No
Period.
way. Civic Type R.
Oh, that's a
They are
good
good.
match. Good match.
They are
Yeah,
good,
mate.
but they're not German.
They're not
They're
German.
not German.
And the problem is you'll have with German cars, you can't really compare because nearly all Germans are...
Four-wheel drive.
Your Audis are four-wheel drive and your Mercs and BMWs are all rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So you have no front-wheel drive cars.
So, but I get the Germans. I get German cars, and I love German cars. Porsches and BMW. We've had them all. But they're all... You know what I mean? You look at a driver with a flipping... I don't know, of a BMW, and what comes to you? You think, what, a flipping... beep, don't you? You do.
Sorry, Barry.
yeah,
You do, don't you? A BMW
Yeah.
driver. They are anchors most of the time.
They are.
Whereas a French driver, see him in Regan, what do you think? That guy knows about driving.
Just
You just think...
Passes my woolly hat, by the way. It's
bought
getting
the
a bit...
wrong
The
car.
sun's going down, and we're like stuck in it. You've changed that. That doesn't mean I have any bias to any allegiance to any...
that is terrible. That's shocking.
Right.
Yeah, so we're talking about
So German cars.
German cars.
So what do you love about German cars? Or
I think
Hang
it's
on,
not just German cars.
no,
I think.
it's only Volkswagen because
Yeah.
Aaron only
Yeah.
buys Volkswagen.
And I think when you go to a few Volkswagen shows, you get that certain stigma, and everyone wants to be a part of everything. If you break down, on the side of the road, you'll
Which
get
happens
people-
a lot at Volkswagen
Yeah.
festivals.
Well,
It does
to
happen
be
a
fair,
lot.
Aaron also does own one Renault. To be fair,
I do. I've got a
He
Renault
does,
van.
he does that. He
Well,
does one Renault,
he
but
Does. Well, good,
you know.
well spotted there, Archie.
So,
Well
you know,
spotted. He's
you know, can't be
he
calling it
likes
all
French. He likes French as
so
well.
deep down.
I like French vans. I've had a German van. It was no good.
But the
But,
question is, give me a German car that can compete value for money with something like a Clio 172 180. Three grand. I'll get you a 172 182.
Cool.
German cars, anything decent's bloody 10,000 or more.
You can't.
Can't.
There's-
But
And
the
there's a
interior
reason for that.
So bad inside those Clios, that's why. Because the interior is so terrible,
They are bad.
really bad. Even
But you're going that fast, Archie, you don't need to flipping see them, do you? You're looking ahead because you're going so quick.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
if you're going 70,
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to find one for £3,000 that's gonna handle the same, be as quick, I don't think you're gonna find anything that'll match a French car on that level. But having said that, French car prices just gone through the roof now. Like you look at a 106, 106, anything like that. Even
Well,
a
look at-
Saxo, you
well,
try and find one.
I tried to find a Saxo VTS because
Yeah.
I used to own one back in the early 2000s, and you just can't find one. And if you find one, it's stripped. It's got a cage in it and a flipping bucket seat.
Yeah.
And it's been absolutely
Sick.
ruined.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. It's French, German.
So right, on to the next subject. Here we go. We're going to go on to electric vehicles versus
I think is with EVs is they are coming. So 2030 production stops for pure electric, internal combustion engines, but they're going to be able to be fitted to cars for hybrids up to 2035.
Right.
Okay.
The big question for me is not what EV, and I'm not an EV hater, because in reality, on your daily commute or going to the supermarket, then actually EVs are great. But the cars are, but the infrastructure sat around them's not. And that's what my biggest issue with EVs is that it's okay if you're fortunate enough to have an off-road parking where you can plug a charger in.
Yeah.
But what about all the millions and millions of people that live in terraced housing or flats or have no off-road parking?
Yeah.
Seriously, how are these people going to get around?
Well,
and it's
not.
really easy to see
they're not
some of the
gonna.
EV community are just saying, oh, well, you need to be more on public transport. Not where we live.
Yeah.
We haven't got a choice. And yet
Yeah.
there's terraced housing where we live. So it's just, it's how is this going to work? And truthfully, I can't see it happening by 2030. I just.
Do you think it'll go hybrid first?
Well, it is been hybrid first. So from 2030 to 2035, combustion engines can still be fitted into hybrids.
Right.
And then after 2035,
Is it all
cars,
electric?
they are all electric, but don't forget, that's for new. So an average age of a car is going to be 20 years.
Probably.
Yeah.
So realistically, it's going to be 2050
50.
or beyond
Yeah.
before they're just not on the road. The question for me is, what's going to happen with all these cars around us?
Yeah.
I mean, your Golf's still here, looking great. It's a C-Reg 83, is it? 84? 85?
84, 85 this is.
So, I mean, if that has to go off the road permanently, that is
way.
absolutely shocking. And I, truthfully, I don't think it will. And neither do I think the STI will or the MX-5. I think the collectible internal combustion engine cars, I think they'll soar in value. I really think they will. You can't get them anymore. So they're just going to go up and up and up
Yeah.
to be used as toys at weekends.
Yeah.
When we all drive in milk floats to commute and go to the supermarket.
Yeah. And we went
Modification.
I knew.
modification.
Alright, so Rich has got this massive stigma about modifying cars, always has. Since I was 17 when I bought my first car. It was a Mitsubishi Colt. It was slammed to the floor. It had a massive exhaust on it. And he didn't like it straight away. And he grew to love it. And I think over the years, as we've all had modified cars, he's got friends that got modified cars now. I think we're slowly changing it. But it's taken its time. We yet to see a modification on one of his cars.
No.
And
And can I come back and defend this now?
yeah.
Yes.
So what I don't get about modifying cars is that if you're going to build a track car, I get it, modify it, okay? That when Porsche or BMW or Alfa Romeo or Honda put in through their research and development millions upon millions of pounds, and clever people, cleverer, believe it or not, than Archie, Aaron and I, then, and it rocks up, and all that money that's gone into that design to hook up the perfect car, to then say, actually, I know better. Well, I know better. I'm going to take that exhaust off, I'm going to put a really loud exhaust on, I'm going to change the brakes, I'm going to lower it down, my pet hate of all. I get the exhaust, and I get brakes and discs and all that, I get that, but there's some things I absolutely do not get.
That's
So,
lowering cars.
coilovers. Don't get me started on coilovers. I have yet to drive a car, a road car, on coilovers that is not a bag of nails. It will, if it's track,
No way.
if it's track, I get it, but it's like flipping Beirut going through our village with the potholes, like it is across most of the UK, slamming your car down, putting it on coilovers, and then the other one after coilovers is the dreaded 4-point harness. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
To be fair, I do kind of agree with the 4.9.
I agree with. If you're gonna have harnesses, have a seatbelt as well.
So tell me then, why do you guys think modifying cars is the right thing to do?
Because I think a manufacturer build a car to cater for so many people, but they can't release a car that's flipping that low off the ground, even though they might want it. There's probably some people in a design place that, you know, they've got to meet certain criteria. It's got to meet emissions, noise,
emissions,
flipping.
big one.
It's got to be built to get over speed bumps.
Yeah.
And it's got to meet certain power factors, you know. So I think when you modify a car, you can really put your own touch on it. And I think it's that's around the whole car scene. When you go to a car show, you know, if everyone kept their cars standard and you went to a car show, it would be boring because you'd be looking at the same flipping car. Whereas when you go to a car show and everyone's put their little touch on, you know, they've had the car in the winter and they come out the next year and they've got the new stuff on, you know, new wheels. They've got loads of mods that they've done to it. You know, it's good to see that, and that's why I modified my car.
Well, but Arch, you're on your first year of driving.
Yeah.
You've got quite a heavily modified Civic Sport, haven't you?
Yeah.
Modified.
I'll just try and modify it in the cheapest way we can. That's what we have to do. Just go for cheap mods.
By that he means
what? Exhaust.
Exhaust is quite a cheap mod. Air intake, very nice cheap mod to do.
Seats
also quite cheap, but like nothing to the engine, because obviously, you know, that's quite flipping spendy. That is.
Yeah.
You know, but.
But is it more visual, or is it more visual the way it looks, or is it more about the way it drives for you?
It don't drive very fast, no. It's putting out how it drives.
Just visual.
No, but
it's just visual. Just visual.
Right, and that is my point. That's a really good point. Because I don't think, when people start messing about and modifying the cars, I don't think they're making better drivers' cars. I think they're probably making worse drivers' cars.
What?
I do.
Way.
No
way.
I don't think so either.
And if you, I get it. Forget track cars. I get it for track cars, but for road cars, I think the chances are you'll end up changing something that completely ruins the car
but
itself.
Even if something is ruined,
it's your ruin.
You can still enjoy it more. I think. If you ruin a car, I've had cars that's like this far off the floor, and you know you can't drive it.
Look at your Golf now; it's scraping the arches.
At the moment.
Yeah,
I've
it's not
raised this since I've had it in my ownership.
But the other one is money.
Yeah.
So people modify cars; it costs them loads of money, and all they're doing is devaluing their
They
car.
are a little bit.
In some aspects, yeah.
Yeah,
in
but what?
Some aspects, no.
Well, I think largely they are devaluing the car. And what gets me is when I see cars modified, the owners have had the money to modify the car, but they've not had money to put decent tyres on it and get it serviced and do preventative maintenance. That's the other issue, I think, with modified cars.
Yeah,
with
true.
perhaps your generation. You'd
Very
rather
true.
put a sexy set of alloys on it than flipping give it an oil and filter change.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you would.
And I think...
And that's why... Anyway, right, that's
that's why Rich doesn't modify cars. But
is there any more subjects? Is that it?
that's it. That's all I've got.
it?
No, there's
One
one more.
Oh, last one.
And this is going to break everyone.
Oh, no.
Go on then.
So I've done this on purpose.
Hurry up, because it's getting cold.
And best JDM car for the money today.
Oh.
For the money. I'm talking under...
You're giving us a value.
20k.
Under 20k?
20k.
Under 20k. Old school JDM. What would you get? Excuse me.
So let me have a think. Yeah.
Can you get an Evo for under 20k?
I think you probably just...
Not very.
I would say 20k. I'd want an
not?
Evo 6, mate. Evo 6 with the flipping by flipping wing at the back. Or you get a flipping mint STI.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, they are. I think.
Yeah,
I think for under 20 grand, you
probably say MX-5
some of the cars are just that you want are just not going to be in there. So mine's STI.
STI.
Guys,
Arch, what you saying?
what are you going? What are you going for?
What do you go for?
I do like a good EP3. I do like a good EP3 to be fair.
I mean, flipping it, you can
Which
buy.
are very cheap, which are a lot.
You could buy a turbo
7.8.
AP3
Yeah.
for that.
No. We drove on the channel last year, and I think it flipping fast. We all went in it. It was absolutely rapid, but it lost some of the purity, some of the rawness of that VTEC engine. And the EP, you could buy a tidy EP3, and then certainly 8, and you could take 12k for a daily run around.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so EP3.
Here we go.
Now what's yours?
I would take the FC RX-7.
Oh.
And the reason I haven't gone for FD is purely because it doesn't fit into the 20 grand bracket anymore. You're more looking at flipping 25, 30.
Yeah.
So what you like, maintaining your car all the time and breaking down all the time then?
I just think best car.
It's
For the
completely,
value.
utterly.
It is.
They just
Isn't
break
it?
down.
Yeah.
They need servicing every 10 miles.
Yeah.
Or
They break down every
Integra.
5 miles.
Yeah.
Got about an Integra.
But I think
The DC5,
DC5s are very nice as well.
Teg.
I did forget about a DC5.
Teggy, yeah, there is that.
I did
But
forget
yeah,
about
FC for me.
and you could get. I mean, that's right in the
Okay.
sweet spot because the
15.
DC5, 15, yeah, about 15,
Yeah.
and they're there, aren't they? You don't see many
No, you
DC5s
don't
about at all.
No, you don't, to be fair. And
What about the S2000? Got
That's a good
good
shout.
car.
K20,
good
screaming
car,
revvy engine.
But I think a few years ago, yeah, maybe.
But now you prefer Mark 1 MX-5.
I would have. I've already had 2 Mark 1 MX-5. I got a sweet spot for
But
it.
again, Aaron turbocharged his. Or was it supercharged? Turbocharged.
Nah, turbocharged, yeah.
And blew it
Blew it
up.
up
And then
twice.
blew it up.
Blew up twice.
But yeah, it's all part of the fun. Anyway,
Right, so is that
That's
all
it.
the questions? So that's all.
That's all
look,
the
questions.
look, guys, we'll see what this does. This may get 3 views on
Yeah.
YouTube, probably when Aaron, Archie, and I have watched it.
Yeah.
If it does well and you want more, please drop comments below. If it is a success, then I'll do one of these probably every few months because I've actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And talking cars with the boys.
Sweet.
and if you want to see more of me and Arch
Yeah,
on the
come
channel, let us know.
I agree. And
Yeah.
anyone who's fabulous on sale, drop down a message. Cheers. Thank you.
Okay.
you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you've got any comments, drop them below. Stay tuned. Another video next week. Thanks for watching.